sometimes I feel like I'm a full-time content creator and I have Showpo as a side hustle because it's just constantly like right now we're shooting day in the life and then we're going to get snippets out of this and you're just hopping between this and like another speaking event, getting content. And then my husband always reminds me, Jane, you're the CEO of Showpo.
I might make you jealous. I just have a nap on every flight, even domestic.
I'm not like a sleeper.
That's it. See ya. Well, that's why I recommend flying business class.
Yeah.
Because you get the window and the aisle at the same time.
I know. I think entrepreneurs are probably particularly naive. And I think that it's that naivety that makes us like jump at the chance of doing business because the odds are stacked against you. If you're like really rational, you probably would never start a business in the first place, right? The most exciting thing about an e-com business, it's like that you get instant gratification for these levers that you can pull. Play with like promotions and you can impact your inventory. It's like Lemonade Tycoon. You know when you like sell lemonade and you gotta order the right like sugar and like lemons or whatever and you see what happens. Like it's like a giant simulation.
We could be spinning up a brand new e-commerce website in 10 minutes and start selling.
Yeah.
Start taking money in 15 minutes now.
Yeah.
And then you can actually test an idea whether the thing you want to sell actually will sell.
Yeah, my goal wasn't to have this big global international business. I just wanted to leave my accounting job and not be an accountant anymore. And then 5 years into the business, and the business was probably like a 50 mil business, going well. Probably had like 20 staff. And like, I'm still doing the fucking accounting.
Hi, I'm Steve Hui. I'm the co-founder of Always Business Class, also the co-founder of our company, the Flights Club, with Steve Pirie-Nally.
Yeah, and here we are, Jane Lou. Thank you so much for coming on board. I know you and Steve have known each other for a while, so I'll pass over to Steve for the grand intro.
Yeah, Jane, we have known each other for nearly a decade, I think.
Yeah.
We crossed paths. I remember it was at Surrey Hills, isn't it that startup hub that's now moved?
Yes. And then
you presented. And I was like,
yeah.
Who's Jane? Wow, Jane. And you had over 100,000 followers on Facebook already at that stage.
That shows how long ago it was. We're talking about Facebook followers.
And I remember I was going to this, so that was when I was just starting up in business 13 years ago. And you were a topic of conversation about who was killing it in social media.
Oh, really?
And by that time, I had not met you.
Yeah.
Until I saw you on stage that day, and I thought, Jane, I got to know Jane.
Yeah, and then you had me at business flights at like 5K or something capped. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, well, that was our line back then.
I need to know you.
So, Jane, you've now done so many amazing things. We've all sort of like flown away and done all different things, but you have done a lot. But
I like seeing your face at as I leave domestic airport every time.
Oh yeah, might put that. That's gone for now, but might bring it back.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the cue that we have to reinstate it, right? If Jane remembers your face walking through, we're going to reinstate it.
So a lot of people know Jane. Like Jane's from Shark Tank. You run Showpo. You Actually, why don't you give us an explanation? I can't follow. I follow your Instagram, and I just laugh half the time because all your stuff is so funny.
Oh, well, no, I do. So that's the thing. I feel like I'm like sometimes I feel like a full-time. Sorry, I need to stop drinking this.
It's full-time.
I know. No, it's for
content machine. That's what you are.
Yes. No, sometimes I feel like I'm a full-time content creator and I have Showpo as a side hustle because it's just constantly like right now we're shooting day in the life and then we're going to get snippets out of this and you're just hopping between this and like another speaking event, getting content. And then my husband always reminds me, Jane, you're the CEO of Showpo, so just focus. And so that is my baby, Showpo. And as another side hustle, I have Like-Minded Bitches Drinking Wine. So basically we've just organized our 4th annual conference, BitchCon, which it all goes to charity, and we have amazing speakers just helping women in business, especially in that early stage. And yeah, I have my own podcast too on business.
I'm not sure how you manage that, and you've already got 2 kids.
I'm just very good at delegating.
Oh, right. So I haven't dived into that because I'm not that good at delegating. We just got our first EA 3 months ago, and I'm just discovering what to give them.
Oh, right. Oh, no. I think it'll be a slippery slope until you want them to do everything. You'll get used to
Show
it.
notes coming soon, right?
Yeah.
So which part of the work do you find the most fun?
I just love that every day is like a challenge. Everything is, you have absolute control of what you're doing. And that, I think the most exciting thing about an e-com business, it's like that you get instant gratification for these levers that you can pull.
Yep.
You do this and then you can see how, you can impact sales in the US or the UK, and then you can, if you play with like promotions, then you can impact your inventory and your cover. Like there's so many, like, it's like Lemonade Tycoon, where you like sell lemonade and you got to order the right like sugar and like lemons or whatever, and you see what happens. Like it's like a giant simulation.
So you
but in real
basically
life.
get the answer like the next hour or the next day.
Wow.
Like,
yeah,
based on what
exactly,
you
almost.
tweak.
Lemonade Tycoon, yes, I definitely know.
It's
I have
slower now.
5 kids. They're all playing it right now pretty much.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So for you, it's like you kind of like gamify it as well in regards
Exactly.
to and you just seem to make business so fun. I'm sure there's stress and challenges behind everything and growing. But when you went from like garage to global, was it always garage to global? Like in your mindset, I think there's somewhere in here that for 6 months you literally suited up and it's like, this is where you're going. But like, from garage to global, like where was the mindset? Where did it come from?
Oh, I never thought that my little garage business would go global. Like so much so, this is the proof that my business used to be called Show Pony. I never even checked international trademarks. So we started selling more and more to the US because we were blowing up on Facebook. So, and I'm there physically taking my parcels into Australia Post and then doing the customs form manually each by hand, not even like realizing that you can, when you scale, they can come to your office because it was still my parents' garage and have an office.
Awesome.
Anyway, and then I realized as we were growing that there were actually other show ponies in the US. And so I actually was really devastated because I thought, wow, like all I had built up until this point, maybe 2 years into the business, I had a bunch of I had some stock, but besides the stock that I had, all I had is the goodwill that was behind the name. And if I change the name, I'll lose it all and I'll go back to the starting line. So I was really devastated. But then, I feel like it took me 3 months to kind of like work on a new name, which it's pretty lazy, just dropped the NY and became Showpo. But just to realize you got to get on with it. This is what business is. Like it's tough. There's going to be challenges. And if you want longevity in business, you just got to suck it up and deal with it and think of a solution.
Whenever I see you, I guess maybe you do have an Instagram persona. It just seems so much fun. Like we're all business owners and we know that every day there's new random things pop up. Like the other day, our website was offline for some reason because we had to change some code. So every day you get surprised. But every day when I look at what you do, it's like, actually, I remember, and there's a really cool Instagram post that you did where it was like showing 2 offices. So James was on the right-hand side doing the finance meeting and the marketing was on the left-hand side and you were standing on top of this can or something. That was so cool.
And I think that was actually, so basically was that after Logies? It was, right? Anyway, I think, let's just say.
The camera's panning across.
Yeah, so it was after the Logies. I had a really big night. So me and, we were just obviously partying. We didn't win, but it was also like, it's the Logies, right? So I was like hanging out with like Davey, who was on Shark Tank with me. And then I came home the next day. And then it was the Nicki Minaj challenge was trending.
Yes.
And then the girls at work didn't do anything. I'm like, guys, this is like an obviously trending thing. No one would do anything. I'm like, you know what? Fine. Like, lead by example. I was pretty hungover, I have to say. I'm like, you know what? Let's just do it. I'll show the girls just to do it. I'll lead, and then maybe they'll go and do something. They'll go and do something themselves with it because, rather they go and stand on like a fireball keg. Anyway, as I'm like just doing it to prove a point more than anything, the camera pans, like someone outside is like filming it. And next minute, like this is all real. Like it blows up to like 8 million views on TikTok or something.
It's so funny. but I think in a way it captures the essence of your culture of your company.
Yeah. And also, for anyone who's making content, I feel like sometimes that's the thing is to just like grab it in the moment.
You can't react.
orchestrate it. Yeah. Sometimes that's the most authentic and organic.
Yep. Because you were balancing the can a bit like this.
Pardon?
You were balancing on a
No,
can.
that's what you're meant to do. But I was like, I'm going to die.
Oh, right.
So it was a keg.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
But the other people have done it. They've done it on cans. I don't know how.
I just love the persona of like, a lot of people have a persona online and offline, but meeting Jane off camera is Jane on it. So I just love how the persona just goes all the way through. It's this is Jane, this is fun, and business should be fun.
Yeah.
And we kind of pull that through into Flights Club. Me and Steve like literally wake up every day and it's like, how do we bring more joy to our day and also all our members? And I'm like, if we're not doing that, why win business?
Yeah. So. I mean, you guys are like, what you do is so fun, right? Like what's not to like about travel?
I do, because when you're a small business and you're a big business now, but you're allowed to do all sorts of random stuff and people forgive you because you're just trying to get attention.
Yeah.
And when you started growing your business, you did a lot of trips. And because I'm in travel, I looked at your travel and I go, Jane, come on, what are you doing?
I know. I miss that. Stuck at home now with the kids. No, I love them.
Well, there's one trip that you were going to Paris for.
Yes.
And you had a wet passport.
Oh, my God. This was so I get to the airport and we're all meeting up with some of the girls to go to Paris. We're shooting Grace Rosa, who was she was on Love Island, so she's like a big international face. We're shooting in Paris, and then I'm, for some reason, I was, sorry.
Yep.
Sorry. Anyway, I'm at the airport and then I'm checking in and the woman's like, your passport is wet. There's water damage. And I was like, oh, but it's just water. Because I've actually flown with this passport before. So how I got wet was I was on a plane going to the US and I spilled a cup of water on myself. And I'm like, first of all, drenched in my all my clothes is drenched in water. So I go and I clean myself up and then just go back to watching my movie, whatever. And then I realized afterwards it actually went inside my bag, which then also had a pocket holding my passport. My passport's just soaking in it while I've gone back to watch some kind of trashy movie. But LA didn't care. I'm like, far out. If LAX doesn't care,
true.
Surely it's fine. And so I'm flying to Paris via China because they had the most economical business flight with Xiamen Air. But then the woman's like, no, you can't fly with them unless we get approval. So they call China, get approval, it's fine. But they can't reach Paris because of the time difference. But then the worst part is the fact that not only am I going to miss out on this trip and it's the weekend, so is the embassy or whatever even open? But then I have all of the stock with me because of my business flight. I can take extra stock for free.
Oh, no.
And so what would they shoot? The girls would just be in Paris. So I'm there panicking, not knowing what to do, trying to call people. No one's, even my partner's not picking up. And then the woman goes, and I'm about to leave after half an hour of stressing. The boarding is about to close. She goes, oh, well, if you sign this form that says you can pay for your return flight if they deny you.
Oh, I see. Yep.
Then you can go. I'm like, oh, well, this information would have been good at the start. Yes, I would do that. I'm sure it's fine. Paris will be so much more chill than LAX.
Oh, yeah, they will be.
Anyway, I was like, after all that, you're yeah, you can go. I'm like, and then she goes, oh, maybe take our Xiamen Air out, by the way. I don't want to. She did let me through, so it was all fine. Anyway, so stressed. And I get there. So three of the girls were already in Paris from work. So meanwhile, I'm having my own dramas. They have booked this really nice suite, which turns out to be a total scam.
Oh, no.
Double whammy.
And then they're stuck at a cafe trying to and then I think their Sims weren't working for some reason. They couldn't. They were for 3 hours trying to find another hotel, so by the time I got there, I'm like, guys, you have no idea what happened to me. And they're like, you have no idea what we've been through. But it all worked out.
What a good story.
Isn't that the fun of travel?
What was the first drink that you had when you got to Paris, though?
Oh no, I was drinking on the flight. Champagne as soon as I boarded.
So flip the script, and obviously that was a cursed Paris trip. But flip the script.
Actually, it's good. It's funny you ask that because that day I do remember me and my head of brand after everything, because we actually, as soon as I landed that morning, we had to do our entire shoot, and then oh my god, sorry, just quickly, we have a professional photographer, but we shoot everything on our social phone as well. We lost our social phone. And all of the content was lost. Anyway, we ended up finding it wedged in the hotel, in the sofa at Grace Rose's hotel that we put her in. But that took so long to find. So we didn't have a drink until midnight that night. Thank God places in Paris are open till late. And that tasted beautiful. You are right. I remember that very distinctively.
Great. Flip the script. Love it. Awesome.
It's one of those things where, like you described, like an element I think most business owners go through at one point, because you had spent a lot of money doing these shoots.
Yeah.
And you were holding the essential stock, and you're essential. And there's all these roadblocks.
Yeah.
But you smash through it, and look at where you are now. You have a story. But,
yes.
But I think it's those stories that make business owners resilient.
Exactly. Because I feel like sometimes you're like, I think as entrepreneur, as any people, but I think entrepreneurs are probably particularly naive. And I think that it's that naivety that makes us like jump at the chance of doing business, because the odds are stacked against you. If you're like really rational, you probably wouldn't never start a business in the first place, right? So anyway, with our like irrational, naive mind, we're all wired in a certain way. And if we weren't going to, I feel like if we didn't learn the mistake ourselves, if someone gives us the advice, we're never going to listen. No. We have to learn those mistakes ourselves. And then if you're making it now, at least you're not making it when there's more at risk. You've got more invested. You're just actually saving yourself from a bigger mistake later. So
absolutely,
it's like girl math, but it's like naive founder maths. You know?
I love it. Well, I've got 3 beautiful daughters growing up, and they do look up to Showpo. And to be honest, they're all like, amazing. How do we teleport ourselves into this podcast? But I think it's so awesome that you make it so, again, fun and accessible to give it a go, give it a crack, and also be open on both sides of the script. Have fun, but have failure, but learn from that and move forward. So, as a dad with girls growing up, I just want to say thanks and appreciate that. So
that's so nice.
What's the next generation of business for this next generation coming through? Because I know that's kind of your sweet spot with Gen Z's coming through, but you created a social business that amplifies the commerce business, but what's next?
What's next? Oh my God. Well, I think AI is going to be huge. I feel like by the time you say anything about AI and then this goes to air, it's going to be outdated. But yeah, I think everyone is growing up with, it's crazy, like this generation is growing up with so much more this idea of possibility just ingrained in them, and just knowing that, you know, if I have an idea, I can actually go do it, and seeing people out there doing it like from an early, like, you know, like can you imagine growing up and seeing that if you have an idea, you can just go do it? Like I don't think we grew up thinking that. I don't even know how we got here, like thinking, you know, having just been in the corporate path, going down the corporate path, growing up with the corporate path myself. Yeah, so I think having that mindset from an early age is so incredible. And I think that's probably going to be the thing that makes the biggest impact to that generation.
Because we always hear about, no, you can do anything. You know, that's the common thing. You can do anything. But now you can truly do anything.
You can truly do anything. The only person that says you can do anything before was Nike.
Yeah.
Nike. Being like, just do it. All right, cool. Yeah. But like no one ever said you can do whatever you want. Not really.
Our new friends, Claude and Manus, they're, they should be sitting around the table with us. They just make anything possible these days.
We could be spinning up a brand new e-commerce website in 10 minutes and start selling it.
Yeah.
Start taking money in 15 minutes now.
Yeah.
And then you can actually test an idea whether the thing you want to sell actually will sell.
Yeah.
If you get money, then you go buy it.
But then I think to flip the script, I think it's great that that's all accessible. Like technology has democratized the ability for anyone to start a business and to create things. But then I think then the competition is so much higher. Anyone can do it, right? So I think that to make yourself special and stand out, I think that is there's more focus on that. You know, I think when Showpo started, maybe we weren't even that unique, right? Now, if you want to start a fashion brand, you have to go into thinking about how do we make it unique? And I think for founders out there, and not necessarily for everyone, if you have a big budget, you can do whatever you want. But I think especially for founders with a smaller budget, having a personal brand really can make an impact. And, you know, and I think we've always us meeting 10 years ago, we've always gone to networking events. We did the old school way, like going to networking events, hustling to get PR. These days you can actually pick up the phone and just talk on TikTok, on Instagram, and create a personal brand for yourself. And then instead of hustling for every opportunity, all the opportunities can come to you. So, I mean, I know it's not for everyone. And it's easy for us to be like, oh yeah, just do it, because we're all here sitting behind the mic feeling quite comfortable. But it's one of the most powerful tools that you can have. And it means that you don't have to wait for permission from someone else to be recognized. Like, you can have so much control.
You can try, or just like us, this might be our 15th podcast episode. So we're
juniors, still amateurs, still
brand new to this. So that's why I'm running up to the meeting like 5 minutes late.
Oh,
all that stuff. But that's what I like about you. Is you put out there regardless of whatever, have fun, learn, and then you improve. So your 50th podcast, and you look back, will be amazing compared to your 5th.
Oh my God, exactly. That's why I always say do it before you're ready. I actually always say do it before you're ready. Do it early. Momentum trumps perfection.
Yeah.
But so for me, by the time I actually started the podcast, maybe I'm in my 3rd year or something. I'm not sure. We're up to past 100 episodes.
Hey,
but I had the idea in 2019 and we didn't do it. Imagine if I had a podcast before COVID, you know? Wow. And it's just like, which I just thought, not ready, it's so much effort, gonna focus on other things. And now, so I just think it's like.
I agree.
And then I was like, I've already missed the bandwagon in 2019. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be sitting here in 3 years being like, maybe I should do it. So I was like, fuck it, just do it.
Actually, interesting story. So because I thought I missed the bandwagon on Facebook and Instagram, because I saw what you were doing. I thought, hey, I'm not going to catch that. So then I thought I'll do LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So I focus exclusively on LinkedIn.
Oh, great.
So that's why I've got a big following on LinkedIn.
Wow.
But only 9,000 on Instagram.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Get Claude to repurpose some of that content for you. Well, you can get all these snippets, you know.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to double my followers.
But the power of AI, and I think I want to kind of move on to community. But
also, LinkedIn is it's the best one for you anyway.
Totally.
Sorry.
All those guys fly business.
Exactly.
They all want to,
Yeah, they all want to. The AI stuff, which is everything's trying to perfect things, the copy, the language. So you're seeing all this AI content come out here. But what you've done is the community aspect as well. You bring the in-person to, like, it's just so real. So community, talk to us about community, because really Showpo is a community. But yes, you do sell stuff, but you've been able to generate this amazing community of women everywhere. So,
thank you. Yeah, I think from early on we realized like that, we were able to realize the power of social media. And we're very lucky at the time. The big retail powerhouses didn't believe in it. You know, the big like classic retail stores, they just either thought it was a fad, or they didn't get it, or they just like delegated to some junior burger. And it just, while they were doing that, we focused on it. And not only did it actually generate our sales, and we didn't have money to spend on, traditional marketing things like PR or like ads or whatever, like physical ads, not digital ads. But it drove sales, but it helped us build a community of loyal followers, people who've grown up with Showpo. And then I think the power is also people then, posting about Showpo, I think at that early stage, having this really viral impact. So this is before the days of influencers. And I think we just knew like we were onto something great and we need to double down on it. But also, I was going to say, your content on Instagram and TikTok, it should pop off. Like, I have so many ideas for you. You know, like, it's
Let's
if
go.
you can.
Let's go. Pop them off now.
I feel like you should do like a shoot on a flight. You should do all your talks, unless you're already, sorry, I haven't stalked you recently.
It's coming soon. It's
Yeah.
coming soon.
We've only done
You should
domestic
be on a
flights
plane
together.
and being like, have these hooks, get Claudia happy with hooks, but like, here's all the things I could do. Like, you know, you can even be like, I could be here. And then you're like, Jetstar in like, you know, like, oh, sorry, shouldn't say that. Maybe cut that out. You could be, you can do like a double screen, like this versus that. You know, there's so many things you could do.
Just because
there's so many formats.
we have an opportunity to do a recording on the Qatar cruise suites, Qatar Airlines cruise suites.
Starlink. Yeah. So,
So,
they've got the internet to be able to stream from up there.
Wow.
So there will be potentially a live episode on air
Oh,
on the cruise
why am I on
suites
this
coming.
episode? Sorry, no offense. This studio is
Don't
great.
worry,
But
we've got round
what
two.
the hell?
It's coming. It's in the works. It's in the works.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe I'll save some information.
Okay,
We're
but
not
around
hold
to
back.
James back.
So past Showpo and like what is Showpo in its essence, and then what is it becoming?
Oh God, that's deep. I mean, I think in essence, it's still kind of we have a lot of the similar values, like to be fun, and not to be too serious with fashion. But I think what's evolved, the main thing that's evolved within the business is the product itself. We used to, you know, when we started, we just started stocking other people's brands. I don't have any history, like any knowledge of design and fashion or retail. So we stocked someone else's brand. And then as we grew, one of the big things that helped us grow was to design and make our own collections. So, you know, it started with designing designing occasion wear. So like, you know, formal wear at a competitive price point. And then I also remember that when I used to work corporate, I used to spend an entire paycheck almost to buy a suit. So we thought, you know what, like let's do workwear also at an affordable price point. And then we started at this point in like 2016, most stores only offer sizes 6 to 12 or 6 to 14. And we thought, you know what, like we have the opportunity to do something different. And then we did size 4 to 20. And that's where our inclusivity value really came in. And for us, I don't think anyone, a business that size was doing anything like that. And it took us like 2 or 3 years to even make that happen. That was so hard. And then after that, it was bridal dresses from $200 the year that I was getting married. So I wore a $300 wedding dress to my wedding. And then this last year we did modern qipao, I like to call it. So it's like traditional Chinese New Year dresses, but like with a twist and like something more interesting to wear. So I think it's always like kind of started with like, what is the problem? Or like, what do our customers want? Where are our customers on their life journey? And like, how do we meet them there and offer something different? But I think and then we've been on a bit of a product journey, offering different kind of categories and learning what works and what doesn't. We've almost kind of like gone back to like where we were and focusing on occasion wear, party dresses. And yeah, I don't know if I answered your question.
No, it was great. Just like, yeah, people started with Showpo, and then as you say, they're growing up with Showpo.
Yeah.
So it's now become years and years. So pretty cool. The Great Jane Lu travel paradox. So I think Steve mentioned that your first Instagram post was all about travel, and you've been to 50 countries. 60, there we go. Where did it switch from travel to CEO?
Well.
And now you've got kids, it's slowed down a bit, but yeah.
You mean the content?
Yeah.
I think I realized maybe 3 years ago that people are like following me for, I think people's expectations have also changed. You know, back then it was a bit like, many years ago, it's like, wow, like you don't have access to someone who might be a CEO in BTS and looking at like doing those exciting things. Like we weren't, you know, I'm in my 20s. Most people at that point weren't doing these, didn't have the opportunity to go to like LA for travel, go to a festival, go to Coachella for work and take models with us. But I do think this is a lot more common now, like with influencers and then a lot of businesses doing influencer trips as well. So, and then I also think that's not really, well, it's not necessarily what my point of difference, like my brand USP is. And also, unfortunately, yes, having kids means I'm more homeward bound now. But so what was my point? Yeah, and I think like people follow me for the business element. So it is about like actually giving the people what they want.
Well, you're also inspiring people to do business.
Yeah, I think
taking
so.
chances and just exploring their ideas and see where it goes. Because most of the time, the business that you start with may not be the business that it becomes.
Exactly.
Because you discover things along the way. Your customers tell you things along the way. And actually, you sort of follow where the demand is. That's what you did.
Yes, exactly. So my first business failed. It was an utter failure. You know, I was such a bright-eyed, you know, excited little entrepreneur being like, oh my God, we're going to change the world. I can't believe no one's doing this. We have this amazing new business model. And I learned my first business lesson of product market fit, that like the product wasn't right. What we were offering wasn't right. And no one was doing this. No one was doing this business model because the business model didn't work. There was a reason for it. Yes. People probably tried it and it failed.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the thing is, I would have never even, and that was a pop-up store. So in the retail industry.
Westfield, wasn't it?
No, we were at the Art House Hotel because it's near Pitt Street Mall.
Oh, yeah.
And Art House was so cool back then. Art House Saturdays used to be cool. Anyway, but then because I had this experience of this business, it led me to meet another business partner who also wanted to start a fashion store. And at the time I was like, no, there's no way I'm doing another fashion store. I obviously suck at it. I've already failed. But then, you know, with hindsight, I realized that's exactly what I should be doing because you learn so much from your mistakes. And that's probably the best crash course in business possible. So yeah, if it wasn't for that business failing, I wouldn't be where I am today.
I think it's one of the things that's learning as a business owner is that being good at problem solving. You just don't know what the next problem is, but you know that you've solved 1,000 problems to now.
Yes.
You solved 20,000 problems now. So the next problem is just say another problem.
Yes, exactly. And I think that's probably the best skill for anyone to have. And I think that's what creativity truly is. And, you know, I think about high school where you grow up and I think it's different from this generation, but back when I was at high school, you think your idea of creativity is like performing arts or visual arts and music. You don't realize it's like business world solving problems. So I never thought I was creative and good at this kind of stuff. So thank God for the failed business. But I forgot my point. That's my point. Brain fog. But yeah.
Drink some of this.
I know, okay.
We're obviously we're about always business class, right? And me and Steve, it is always business class on the ground and up in the air. What have been some of those experiences, obviously now growing and always business class, I hope for you and flying flat, but any experiences up front that's memorable to you, whether it was like we've all got stories in regards to who you met, you sat next to, or what happened, or an idea. Can any of those moments come to mind to you? First class, business class.
Who have I met? I honestly...
Magical moment in the lounge.
Who have I met? Have I met anyone interesting? I feel like I've been in cattle class. I shouldn't call it that, right? I've been in economy and I'm pretty sure Jimmy Kimmel or Fallon got into like the business class section. I could see from the back. This is a long time ago. I actually think I've seen anyone.
A lost agent.
I'm also not very good at recognizing people. So probably like...
It's hard.
I'm always like, I'll be with people and they're like, oh my God, that's blah, blah. And I'm like, oh. And I will know who they are, but I wouldn't recognize. People kind of look the same to me.
I'm the same because they're not all dressed up. So therefore you don't know who they are.
They got a hoodie on.
Yeah, they got just wearing just normal clothes. Be anyone.
Yeah.
And what is that? Like we talk about like lazy CEO philosophy and awesome. I just love how you flip the script on so many things. But if there was a book, the Lazy Traveler, like what would it be?
Well, I actually have a great travel hack and I don't know if it's common. Like whenever I ask to speak to my friends, they don't do it. I have a spreadsheet that has everything that I would pack. Because I think people are always like forgetting things, right? But then I have a spreadsheet and like, okay, if we're going like internationally, there's this. And if it's like cold weather, there's these additional things. Swimming, there's like what you need to pack. And then if I'm going on the boat, this is what you pack. So and if the kids are there, and then so I mark it every time. And anytime I forget something or something's new, I just add it. Yeah. So I like technically never forget anything. I probably still want
it becomes a little bit of like a template.
Yeah. And I'm like, it's so, and it's just not stressful. And also I can tag my nanny and be like, hey, can you help me pack this, that.
Oh, that's pretty
Systems
clever.
and processes to get to 100 million.
Yeah.
Well, there it is. Templates
Exactly.
while traveling. So it sits in a Google Drive and you've
Yeah,
got
just
all.
this
Right.
spreadsheet, yeah.
Yeah, so diving into that same idea into running your business, because looking at your socials, it doesn't look like you're running your business at all. But what do you actually do in running your business?
Yeah, I think setting up great systems and processes is one thing. And then when a business gets to this size, it's about hiring great people and getting them to set up great systems and processes. So I think the hiring is a really important part. So office culture is very important to me. And then of course, a typical week would start with like Monday trade, looking at what's doing well, what's not, and then that will then lead to trade actions and and then it's all in the sana and gets delegated to everyone else, and you just kind of go,
So
what's happening here? What's the leaders here?
That's just your email. What's going on here?
Yeah. And then, and I think a big part of what I do is also like part of the product process, sending I like to send my inspos to the team, and then being part of the design and product sign off. That's probably one of the most exciting things, like when the product is made and you get to look at the samples. And then just working with the marketing team on like campaigns, social media, like TikTok, social ideas. And then of course doing a lot of content. Just whether it's for Showpo or my personal brand, it kind of all kind of mingles.
It's like a flywheel effect. So what happens over here goes over here, right?
Yeah.
And Waldy, your husband, that is the finance brain of it. Is he more analytical?
He's very analytical.
I find that you are analytical as well.
I think I'm it's a scale, right? From totally not like a artistic, creative, not analytical. I don't know. You can be both. He's actually, take that out. He can be both. No, so from someone who doesn't know how to do spreadsheets, right? Someone who looks at the spread. Okay, here's the scale. Someone who looks at a spreadsheet and then they still get a calculator to sum something up because they don't know how to do a sum formula. That's that person. And then you got Waldy there who looks like when he's on a spreadsheet, it looks like he's playing the piano because he's like, I'm like, I kind of, so I'm like somewhere maybe 1/3 of the way into where he is. But yeah, I think it's all relative and it's so good. I think the most amazing thing is the fact that so I used to be an accountant and I hated accounting. And so my goal wasn't to have this big global international business. I just wanted to leave my accounting job and not be an accountant anymore. And then 5 years into the business, and the business was probably a 50 mil business, going well, probably had 20 staff. And I'm still doing the fucking accounting. How? I'm like,
oh no, it's painful.
And I'm like, this is even harder because I can't just give it to someone else. Sometimes with you're working the accounting, I don't know what to do. Give it to a manager, ask for help. I'm far out. Why am I doing the accounting? This is terrible. And I'm on weekends trying to reconcile a spreadsheet. I'm like, I don't know.
That's where we need Beanie, our partner, right?
Yes.
Steve's the same, an accountant, and we're he's still doing bad statements. I'm
so
come on, mate.
painful.
It's time to delegate.
So when Waldy, I think that's the thing. That's his knight in shining armor moment coming in and just taking over the accounting. He doesn't have an accounting degree. So he's doing it all. He's a CFO. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And how's the work relationship and the home relationship working with husbands?
Yeah, more and more husband and wife. I work with my wife, and I suppose a lot of people watching this as well, especially in entrepreneurs, is we're looking for freedom. Let's do this together.
Yeah.
But how's that kind of you built it together?
Do you guys work well together?
It has seasons, right? So winter, autumn, summer, all seasons. But we have to consciously make that decision outside of work to compartmentalize what it looks like. And we've got a bit of a family operating system for a different podcast. But how do you guys, because you've gone from being together, husband and wife, kids, but still going through seasons of business. How does it work?
Well, I think we think very differently. I'm very it's if we're strategizing, he likes to look at the problem and then he goes, okay, there's two scenarios and then we'll he likes to go top down structured. I like to just shoot ideas, just start shooting darts and then being like, okay, and then we'll look at everything and I'll group them up together. So like a bottom up approach. So we do not see eye to eye and we're both like, he's probably more correct and probably more systemized and strategic, but I am very, like, his way is just so boring. And I'm like, I feel like I'd like to.
I'm just getting visuals of Jane shooting darts and there's the Matrix on the other side.
He's like, oh, that's not how you think about it. I know. He's like, oh my God. Yeah, it's just, you can't keep up. And so we actually don't work that well together just yet. And I keep saying, like, when we start working really well together, it could be like next level. Ooh, We're just not there yet. I actually don't think, but we'll get there. And we have worked together for 6 years. We've been together for 17. So we will get there. But I think also, we do have a great balance. He's very like, Type A. Is it Type A? I'm trying to. He's very Type A. I'm Type B, and I think and he's a bit more glass half empty. Mm-hmm. Like, not to make him sound like a negative person. Yeah. He's more glass half empty. I'm more glass half full. So if I'm like, oh, that's okay, he's like, no, we're going to think about this. So he reins me in. He pulls me back, and I think that's a really great balance. Mm-hmm. And so whilst I'm like, actually, I say I don't travel. I think I went on 4 international work trips last year. He's there looking after the kids, and then also looking after the business. So he's looking after 3 kids, essentially. And so I'm very lucky that, he allows me
and
to.
hats off to you for raising
yin and yang is the magic of business.
Yeah, exactly.
Me and Steve, yin and yang, totally.
Because otherwise you just be both flying away. Actually, Steve and Sarah, they have a family operating system.
Yeah,
where they have a Notion board that. When I met them, I was so impressed. They have a Notion board that tracks all their trips because Steve lives between Melbourne and Auckland. Mm-hmm. Sarah lives in Melbourne, Auckland as well. I live between Melbourne and Sydney.
Yeah.
So we have this system that tracks all the trips, all the school holidays, when they have kids, when they don't have kids, and they even survey their kids. 360
so
review.
We have a board meeting for the family, so they all have their own check-in tools. And Notion, hey, no plug, no sponsored, whatever, but Notion has obviously its AI brain, so like it pulls in all the school reports and all that. So you can imagine getting school reports from 4 different schools. So AI is a wonderful thing for parenting. So if you're not using it for parenting, it all goes.
I love that. I have my own AI parenting fact for people of a much younger age. So when kids want stories, and that sometimes you're like, they want like, because they don't want to when they don't want to read books. And then you're like, sometimes like, okay, I'll just tell you the Spider-Man movie story, or like, I'll just retell the Iron Man movie. And they're like, no, I want something new. Can you put my friend in that? You can just like get ChatGPT to write a story. And then also if like the daycare is like, they need to be better at sharing or waiting their turn, you can ask them to put that in there. And you can also be like, make it a nursery rhyme. Anyway, so that's my little, we've got different age groups. So we can
put in the show notes, Jane Lou's story prompt for kids, bedtime story.
Yeah. Download now.
But yeah, we do it as well. It's like,
it.
It's so cool. And then using 11 Labs, actually, because my kids absolutely love Mr. Beast, right? So I'm like, can you put Mr. Beast and tell the story? And it reads the story. Can you create the image now? Sure. And then can you do the video? It's like amazing. And then they start creating the stories for the other kids. So then bedtime becomes a collective bedtime.
Love that. Okay, I'll check that out. But we're very like, we have an ongoing like strategy like doc, and things are in Asana. But I'll look into this Notion thing.
Yeah, Family OS is kind of a serious thing.
Because you're basically using business tools for family.
Yeah.
And it's super powerful.
Yeah.
Take cognitive load off. I think like as business owners, and we all know, it's like cognitive load from 9 to 5 is actually not 9 to 5, it's all. And as well as parenting at it. So if AI can help you take off some of the cognitive load to be better parents, better business owners, it's like that's how we use it versus replacing employees. And we actually think it's a positive. But what does a lazy traveler actually look like and feel like?
What does a lazy traveler feel like? What do you mean?
As in, like, you wrote the book Lazy CEO, and you've got some principles around that. So, maybe for people that don't know, like, what are those sort of principles?
Okay, yes. Yeah. So I think it's all about
reflect back into travel.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all about working smarter, not harder. So doing like the lazy thing, like again, like with the spreadsheet, putting in a system so then you don't never forget anything, and then you're not buying overpriced like charges at the airport because you already got it all covered, and then you're just more seamless. And then I love like travel hacks of like you can get like a pickup service because just having things all like preemptively organized.
How do you book your travel? Do you book it yourself? Does your husband?
My husband does it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Does he enjoy it? Who does the research?
He doesn't, I don't know if he does complain, but I guess he does a better job than delegating it, so he'll just do it. I think that's the thing. I think that's why I can be lazy, because I'm like, oh yeah, I can get someone else better to do it. He's like, it's better if I just do it. So he gets stuck doing a lot of things. Like he does. All I had to do, here's the lazy principle. I just burnt a few things, like I burnt Easy Mac, which is like microwave macaroni and cheese, and now I never have to cook again. My husband does all the cooking, so just do it, fuck up a few times.
As in, like, he doesn't want to eat that, so therefore he's picked up a new skill.
Exactly. Well, he can always cook, but he's like, oh no, I'm not going to make you cook. It's going to be gross.
So the biggest bugbears for you when you go traveling. So if you could fuck them up 3 times so they were cured, so what would it be?
What?
When you go traveling.
Bugbear?
Bugbears, excuse the accent. As in...
We did have bed bugs once on the New York trip in an Airbnb. Anyway, but you were saying.
That wasn't a scam though. That wasn't a booking.
No, just another unfortunate
No, when you go traveling, what's the stuff you don't like about traveling that if you could change, you would change?
Oh, I think it's like the extra commute process, like the leaving, like say we're both going to Bali, have upcoming Bali trips. It's like the leaving the airport. There's like, there's actually like exit services, but even that, it's just like you want to just be able to start holidays from the beginning, which is why actually flying business is quite fun because you can start drinking. I feel like as soon as you have a drinking hand, the trip has started. Yeah. So that is good. Actually, you can do it in any class.
There's actually services. Actually, when we did a podcast with Daniel Hadcom, there's services where VIP airport services where they greet you at the gate, not at the door. At the door, and they escort you through immigration.
Yeah, we've done that.
All the way out,
but it's
into the car.
Still getting there.
It feels really expensive. I don't know. I'm still a tired ass. I'm still frugal. Anyway, no, what I hate the most, I think it's just, oh God, what do I? Wait. What don't I like? But what do you guys have? I like traveling.
Well, we like traveling too, but there's always that frustration.
What frustrates you?
So you frustrate flying economy frustrates me. So
we had
to do that yesterday.
Problem.
Domestically, you don't really have too many choices. So
yeah.
Like sort of seeing other people fuss about in finding seats and stuff that like I don't want to see other people can't find seat numbers.
Yeah.
So I normally just sit down and I just like look out the window and the plane just boards.
That's what I hate actually, because I have to fly. I know it's one of the other questions, but I have to fly aisle. I've done that. Once we had to I was flying to LA, which is an overnight flight. You know that overnight flight that becomes a 6 a.m. flight? Anyway. Mm-hmm. Flying overnight and I couldn't pick a window seat because I pee too many times in the middle during a flight. And I'd be pissing people off too much. So I have to fly and sit in the aisle.
Yes, you have. Yeah, so we were.
And you can't,
Last night, Steve was giving toilet stories far too much.
Well, we were talking with Dr. Stephen Liu from Everlab, so we have a podcast with him. Mm-hmm. And last night we did a roadshow, and he was saying that some of the tips for flying is that you have to aggressively hydrate because it's a very dehydrating environment. So you have to keep drinking heaps of water, but that means you have to go to the toilet a lot.
Yeah.
But if you sit in the window, then you have to annoy other people.
Yeah, but other people, and then I'm just like, I'll have to pee like 6 or 7 times, maybe 10 in this flight. And then, but I'm in the aisle, and then these other people only have to pee once or twice. I'm like, geez, I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
And like, then they just go and like have a little nap, like in their little like window,
You look over and go,
so jealous.
Damn. I might make you jealous. I just have a nap on every flight, even domestic.
I'm not like a sleeper.
That's it. See ya.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why you fly. Well, that's why I recommend flying business class.
Yeah.
Because you get the window and the aisle at the same time.
I know.
And you never have to
Can't
know
always,
anyone.
I know, just.
So when you land, is there any things that you do that you must do? Like this is like, well, I land, I get to my hotel. Do you unpack? Do you go for a walk? Do you go for a run?
I'm really, really low maintenance, actually. I don't really need to you know, people are like, I must shower. I'm like, whatever, let's go do something.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, it depends where you're going. Like, I also don't need to be like, oh my God, I have to go something right now. So I'm a pretty chill traveler. I think people would think I'm more intense as someone to travel with. I think I'm really great. And actually, so when I was in Europe, this is like the backpacking days back in like, in early 20s before Showpo, I had a backpack, but not like, this big German like hiker backpacks they have, like, and their whole life is in it. It was a school bag, like not even like a year 12 school bag, just like a 5-year-old school bag.
This big or something?
Yeah, like what? Yeah, how big is it? Like, yeah, exactly.
And that was you
just
traveling.
And I did it, and I had like 3 or 4 outfits in it, for 3 months.
From backpack to $100 million fashion brand.
Exactly.
I love it. But 180,000 women entrepreneurs, is that who's part of Like-Minded? How many?
180,000 plus, yeah.
That's amazing.
And it all happened organically. Like, we've never really like, I think it's just like, I think the name, it attracts the right people, and I think it really stands out. And people just, naturally flock to the group. And
what would you love to kind of share to more entrepreneurial girls and women coming through right now? If you could share it, and if Jane had a billboard in front of Steve, what would it be for all those women walking through Sydney Airport?
Yeah, I think it would be to actually, for women in that early stage of business, I think what my advice is to actually just take more risks and put yourself out there. And it's not about taking stupid risks and wasting money, but like, don't be afraid of failing. I think that's what kind of holds people back. Like, they don't want to fail because I think one thing is sometimes people don't even like necessarily say their ambitions that loud because they are afraid of failing and how that would feel. But they're so afraid of failing, and maybe because of what other people might think, that it stops them from trying new things. And, I feel like sometimes people are like, what should I do with my business? I'm like, have you tried this, that? I'm like, this is not that, these things are quite obvious because it's things that I always say on my podcast. People will like, you look at any Instagram video, a reel, someone would be like, this is what you should do with your business, right? But you haven't done that, and why? Just do it.
Why haven't you tried it and see what happens?
If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but just try it. And like, if it doesn't work, you'll learn something.
I'm trying to take a mental note on how we can compress that into a billboard. So what would be the sentence?
One sentence, just do it. No, I won't. Just fucking do it. No. Back yourself, girl. Yeah.
Back yourself. Yeah. Steve, over to you.
Well, thank you very much, Jane. What a great conversation.
Oh, thank you.
Like, we experienced travel, business, dived into business marketing.
Part 2 on our to be finished in the suite.
Well, it's live, it's recorded. Now we're going to make it happen. Right? So, and what's next on the bucket list? Obviously, you're off to Bali, but what's on your bucket? 60 countries.
Oh my God, that's the next thing. 3? Since having kids, I've been to Bali like 10 times, right? Because it is like the best thing for nannies, and it is so nice. Love it. I'm going there for my 40th with like 40 friends. Coincidentally, it's like 40 for 40. But would really love to go to India. Never been there. And I think it would be like a whole different experience. The first place I ever went traveling was to go to Brazil. It's Rio de Janeiro and Buenos Aires. And I think it would just be a whole different experience to go with a little bit of money. Like, we were so poor then. So just to stay I love hostel life, but to stay at like a nice hotel on Copacabana Beach, and actually like to just go and do like Buenos Aires Lux would be like a whole different.
Well, then you can go on your way to Antarctica, Buenos Aires.
No, I'm going to save that for like when I need to have some things to do when I'm like 60 like I'm saving that.
We were in Buenos Aires two years ago. Obviously, we chartered a ship to Antarctica and Buenos Aires, 3 nights. Oh my goodness, it's a great spot. So heading back, business expense in Antarctica. So we've chartered a ship. So
amazing. But, that's so cool.
Thank you so much. Yeah, as I said, as a dad, three girls growing up, and it's pretty cool that they've got amazing role models like you, and keep doing the amazing work that you do. And we will keep helping you trying to fly flat always.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much for having me.
All right.